Mr. Cole, tough result last week against Saracens. A bit of a tough spot for the club at the moment. How's the mood around Oval Park?
Yeah, it was obviously tough after the weekend. Disappointed probably in not being able to get the result that we wanted, but obviously Saracens are a very tough side to play against. We knew that, but I think we had positions to, we probably outperformed them for sort of 65 minutes of the game, but they're like 15-minute period they scored 3 times, and that was, once they're in front of a difficult side to overtake, and they showed their quality. That's why they're champions and they're what they are. I think the mood has been lifted by our returning internationals. They've obviously, a lot of them, apart from Matt Tamura, coming off really good winning campaigns. So they've come back in and they've really lifted the boys, and they want to continue that good form onwards.
Ellis Genge, close to a return. For you, that must be a nice, an addition of experience in the front row stocks.
Yeah, it's always good to have more players back. Obviously, Genge is a quality player. He's been rehabbing really well, coming on nicely. He's been integrated slowly into training. I think he's, chomping at the bit to get back and play, and that's, he's he brings energy to the thing. He's really, you can see he wants to get back into it and play, and he's getting sort of, how do you put it? There's an energy about him where I think he's a bit frustrated in not being able to play, and I think he's brought that out and he's been training well, and hopefully he will be in the fold sooner rather than later.
A bit of new territory for you this year as well. Your body's probably a little less worn at this time than it has in previous seasons. Do you feel it? Are you feeling physically a little bit more fresh?
Do I look it?
No.
Thanks. I've had 3 weeks not playing rugby during the Premiership Shield part of the season, which is obviously the first time I've probably had a in-season break for a while, and I think it's hopefully done me well. Obviously the Premiership's it's a difficult game, and it's quite good. Once you're in the swing of things, you want to probably continue playing and keep going, because you get your routines of the week and playing and that kind of stuff, and sometimes when you get taken out of it, it takes you a day or two to get back into it. But you're happy for the break and you take it when you need it, because you look at the season, it's so long and attritional, and it's flat out. You've got Premiership games, and there's no easy games in the Premiership, then you've got Europe, then you're back to the Premiership, then Europe again. So it's a long season, it's a tough season, so you get your breaks when you can afford them.
Talk about the long season. A few people have been saying that the last couple of weeks we've farmed out similar excuses and the same kind of messaging from the club after 5 straight losses. It's very early days in the year. There's a lot of rugby still to be played. You know that better than most. If you were to respond to some of that, sometimes you've just got to say that we do have to learn from losses, and we do have to move forward.
Yeah, I think if you look at the games we've played this year compared to the games we played last year, we're actually probably further ahead on points than where we were, or we've got better results in a lot of those games. I know we missed out on the playoffs, the top 4 last year, but by a point. I think some of those games, especially Newcastle at home, where we didn't get anything, we actually got 5 this time around, stuff like that. So on the balance, and it's still early in the season. I think this is maybe the 9th game, something like that, and still we're not even halfway. And so the season's sort of shake up. We look at from sort of 3rd down to 7th or 8th. There's not a lot. There's a game in it either way. So it's no one goes through. Everyone loses games in this league. It's so competitive. You see Bristol come up. They've turned teams over. They're scoring points. No game's easy. So you're going to lose games, and it's just basically you want to try and. Well, you've got to accumulate points when you can, and you understand that you're going to win some, lose some, but you've got to win your majority of your games, and that's what we're trying to do.
Obviously, as you said as well, the added experience of the international boys back. What have they brought already in a couple of days being back at Oval Park?
I think they've just brought a sort of a focus and probably an energy of, a lot of them come off good, or the England boys come off good autumn campaigns. They're playing well, they're excited to play, and they've come back and they want to continue that good form, and that's, they're coming back in the squad. They add, by definition, they're your best players. So they know experience, they know how to play, they know how they want to play, and they're good at sort of probably bossing things and playing how the style they suits them, and like you have your Manu's back in this world. About how you get those unique characters involved in the game.
Bristol Saturday, a couple old teammates of yours, Harry and Will, as well as some pretty decent front rowers. How do we beat them?
We score more points than them.
how would you build a strategy to beat them without giving away any hints?
Bristol, the way they play, they're very probably a fluid game plan. The way they've been running it forever in their own 22, they've been attacking. They're good at holding on to the ball, and also good at sort of attacking opposition breakdown. So as a team, we've probably got to play the way we've played recently, which is controlling the ball, like we did against Saracens for long periods of the game, control the ball and play the game plan we want to play, and probably not get suckered into the game that Bristol want to play, which is that open rugby, because they're very good at it. And at home, on the sort of wider track that we're used to, that's how they want to play for a reason. They're good at it. So yeah, we just don't want to go down that route and probably want to control the game more and play how we want to play.